Okay. Well, happy drizzly, dreary Friday morning to you all. Today is MotoGP at Circuit of the Americas, and I'm still in Houston, or Katy. My son and I talked it over, and he's going to ride the Navi. It's back on the patio right now, and I'm going to ride the Trail 125. But in order to carry all of our gear for camping, I decided, instead of trying to stuff it all in one roll bag on the back rack there, I'm going to go grab the trailer for this at the warehouse. So you can tell it is pollen season here. Get our weather report. It's going to be sopping wet today all the way. Morning! My neighbors that live down here, they watch the channel. Yeah, today 70% chance of thunderstorms throughout Houston and Austin, which is just great. So yeah, anyway, here we go. 65 degrees and current conditions 90%. It's higher than that because it's falling out of the sky. Wind is going to be moderate. I think not too bad. It's actually going to be behind us on the back roads and highways, so that's a good thing. We need the help with these little guys. We're just going to be doing 50 miles an hour on the back roads all the way up to Austin, so about a 4-hour ride for us, because we'll have to stop like 4 times for the little Navi. What else was I going to do? I was going to do the allergy report. It's probably a little lower now because we've had some rain, which is a good thing. Are we going to get the allergy report? Oh no, it's trying to do Giddings. Let's do Katy. Here we go. Nope, looks like no allergy report today. That's okay. I'll skip it. I got to get rolling. I need to go to the warehouse. I need to dig out one of the trailers, either mine or Adrian's. And boy, that mount has gotten slack, hasn't it? This is the charging mount that I took, or sorry, the vibration dampener that I took on Cannonball on the Super Cub. And look how slack it is now. Those rubber little pads in there have kind of worn themselves out over 10,000 miles of highway and gravel roads. Anyway, I'm wearing my very lightweight schmoo suit today because it's just drizzling. I don't think it's going to get real bad, but I need to dig out all of my other rain gear because we're going to be soggy for a few days. I think it'll be okay. Oh, I need to go get gas. I'm going the wrong way already. Yeah, this is low. The racetrack there at COTA has nice camping spots, you know, for RVs and all that, if you pay for premium RV camping. But those are in the thousands of dollars per slip for these big events. So yeah, we're not doing that. We're on the dry camping, which ain't so dry today, and that's in a gravel parking lot essentially. And a lot of clay mud, so it gets pretty nasty there when it rains, and it's been raining yesterday and now it's going to be raining all day today. So we're going to be setting up in the slop with our tents, so we'll be taking rain gear with us obviously because we have to have it to ride, but I'm hoping that we don't have to wear it throughout the event. The forecast is showing that it's going to clear out a bit for Saturday and Sunday with just light chances of rain and sprinkles, so that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. It always sucks to have this big build-up to these events. You know, you're planning on it and planning on it for months, and then the day of the race comes and it's terrible weather. Not ideal. But it's still an experience, and I'll go, rain or shine. My turn signals aren't working because I don't have enough power. My battery's dead on this thing. Dead. As in tombstone. It would push up daisies if it weren't made of lead and poisonous to all living creatures, but I've got a spare battery for it at the warehouse. New one, lithium iron phosphate, NOCO. I think it's the Group 5, 7, I don't know. Yeah, the Group 5. So I'll look at this little center console thing here and see what it takes to get in there and I think I got to pull that loose and pull one of the side panels off to get to the battery. I can't recall where it is, but yeah, my ABS is complaining. Everything's complaining because the battery, she is dead. Luckily, you can kickstart this thing. Otherwise, I would have to take another bike over to the warehouse to get a battery for it. This little battery has been abused since I got it. You know, I haven't ridden this bike all that much, and it sits for, you know, months and months and months without being ridden or charged. So it kind of times itself out. And once they do that more than, you know, a couple, 3 times, you know, get really low on charge, they're not going to come back. Yeah, see, just dead. Game over. Battery, she is dead. It's a little suboptimal to continue riding like this when they are completely flat because it's harder on your charging system. I've had the rectifier regulator go out on some bikes trying to charge up dead batteries from less than 0 like this, but hope for the best. Now I gotta find which pocket I put my wallet in. Okay, base level unleaded, here we come. 263 a gallon. Good old marketing trick, you know. 9 thousandths on the penny. Just round it up. It's 264. Come on. Who are you fooling? Who are you fooling? Why is that? Does anyone have an answer on that? Why do they always do the what is it, the tenths of a penny, so thousandths of a dollar? 239.9 or, you know, 269.9. Just round it up. Hey, 307, I went over 1.16. It had more fuel in there than I thought, but that could be due to the low battery affecting the sender accuracy. Over the bar, good enough. Wait for the receipt to come out and give her a kick. Oop, I need the key, don't I? Gosh, so much pollen on everything. I wiped this thing down yesterday and it's already covered in pollen. Yes, I would like a receipt. Miles are 2541, pretty low. Go ahead and record it for posterity's sake and get on the road. And I'm sure this battery's not going to make the whole ride in, so I'll shut her down during the festivities here. There we go. All right. Hit it. Hey. Going 3 miles an hour sitting still. That's pretty impressive, man. This bike is so fast it can't even keep up with itself sitting still. And it thinks it's in first gear. Oh, it is in first gear. I am going 3 miles an hour. I forgot I left it in gear. That's why. I thought that was I thought it was a gauge error because of the low voltage. The electronic gauges will do some bizarre stuff when they've got low battery voltage. On my XT during that Arkansas trip with the boys, when my rectifier, hell, it might have been the stator when it failed, my speedo was not registering speed at all until I would get up to 45 or 50 miles an hour, and then it would start registering, but it was very low, like can't remember, it was reading like 25 or 30 miles an hour when I was going 50 plus, and I knew that based on GPS. So yeah, it was not tracking my mileage correctly nor my speed. There we go. Now the mirrors are kind of, sort of, yeah, I'll figure it out later. Okay, off we go. And another brave moto commuter I see in front of me. Oh, he's going back in the neighborhood. He's quitting. I got to be careful because my signals aren't working real good at low RPM here. Oh, they got a kid on the back as a passenger. Yeah, ABS is not happy about dead battery. Maybe it'll get enough of a charge to be less unhappy by the time I make it to the warehouse, but I'm going to swap the battery anyway, as long as it fits. I think it'll fit. If it doesn't, then I'll just ride it as is. Well, now that I think about it, I need the trailer lights and all that, so no, I need the battery to work. I'll steal it out of another bike if I have to. I don't want to pull the one out of the Cub. That would suck a lot. Getting that battery out of the Cub is such a pain in the butt. So anyway, the plan, I'm going to the warehouse and I'm going to get either my trailer or Adrian's trailer. Now my trailer, second one, the one off of Adrian's old Cub. I'll probably take mine because I've already got my straps set up on it and everything that I'm accustomed to for this this bike, and you know, my loadout, I'm familiar with it after traveling the country with it a few times. Adrian's is set up similar but slightly different. The big deal is my rear wheel on the trailer is corroded and paint's coming off of the rim. It's all nastified because I left it sitting out on my patio and then next to my garage for a long time out in the sun, and it just kind of, it killed the paint on the wheel and it's all rusted up and nasty now. So I'll at least, if I take mine, I'm going to swap the wheel off of Adrian's because it's still clean. It looks, you know, respectable, presentable, trustworthy. I think mine would be trustworthy. It just looks bad. So that's the plan. Go to the warehouse, yank the wheel off of Adrian's trailer, slap it onto mine, air it up, hook it up, hit the road. I've already packed the Rubbermaid Action Packer tote with most of our camping gear and clothes and stuff like that, so should just be a matter of getting home and dropping the tote into the trailer frame and strapping it down, and on the road we go. I'll be carrying fuel for Josh for the Navi because that thing is very short ranged. I think the best I was getting out of that Navi, I'll have to go back on my video notes from when I did that Austin trip, but I think I was getting about 60 miles to the gallon at wide open throttle on the back roads, which is pretty terrible for a mini-moto, 110 cc's, you know. My range was only 55, maybe 60 miles to coughing out, you know, damn near sputtering out on reserve. So yeah, it gets about 60 miles roughly to reserve line, and then you don't dare push it too much further than that. I know I have. You've got maybe 8 miles, 10 miles in there, and then you're in trouble. So not a good idea. You're pushing. And with these mini-motos, pushing them, you know, doing fuel exhaustion runs on the back highways is a little iffy. Carbureted bike, no big deal. It's a carburetor. When it sucks dry, the only thing you got to worry about is traffic behind you running you over if you can't stop or get off the road or whatever. And then you got to refuel it on the side of the road. So you got a safety concern there. But with the fuel injected bikes, you've got a mechanical concern as well, because the fuel pumps in these things are submerged pumps, and they depend on the fuel to cool off the armature of the motor, you know. So if you run them dry repeatedly, it's bad for the life of the fuel pump. So you can end up killing your pump, have to replace it. And then they're not cheap. I mean, some of them are 150 bucks and change, you know, even for these little bikes. Bigger bikes, they get really expensive. So yeah, I try not to run these things down to full exhaustion if I can. know kind of where the limit is and fill up before it gets there. That way you can find a convenient spot to pull off the highway or whatever, you know, a little side road or shopping center intersection or something like that where you can get out of the way, because cagers in Texas are fast and furious, man. They not necessarily the most observant folks, and they do have lead foots, so don't want to be in the way of that speeding 3-ton missile. I wanted to take the Super Cub for its 6th anniversary, its inaugural run. Maiden voyage, really, was the COTA, you know, Circuit of the Americas back in 2019 when I got it. And here we are, 2025, 6 years later, and that little Cub has been all around the country. I wanted to take it, but I can't load the trailer on that, and I don't know if I want to mess with trying to pack everything in a very small container, you know, or roll bags, whatever, because I've got to take 2 tents and all that, because I'm packing for Josh as well. So trailer just makes things easier. And of course, with my Cub, I don't have the SP Takagawa pea shooter exhaust, that crappy exhaust. I don't have it on there anymore, so I can't pull the trailer with my Cub. I would have to take Adrian's Cub, and I don't think the engine is really healthy on that thing. It's very noisy. It doesn't run nearly as well as my Cub, or even as well as this one does. It's down on power, so I think that engine needs to be rebuilt, new top end, whatever. So maybe when I get back from Cannonball, I can dig into that project as well as a few others. Get a 143cc big bore kit and a PCX 150 injector and play with it. I don't have any of my precision machine tools anymore, micrometers and, you know, dial gauges, run out gauges, V-blocks, all that stuff. It all got stolen a couple decades ago in Austin. I had a garage full of that stuff, and somebody decided they liked it and took it while I was out of town. Anyway, so I would like to find a shop that I can work with to maybe video the process of tearing that engine down, do the measurements and show kind of all the wear and tear that happened on it over 10,000 miles at wide open throttle. Actually more than that, probably 12 or 13,000 miles, because he rode it more than just Cannonball. He was always good on the maintenance. I mean, it's just, it was running a little harder than mine was because of the sprocket change. I up-toothed mine on the front from a 14 to a 15 tooth, and it made a lot of difference on mine as far as fuel consumption and range and all that. It just brought the engine down about 600 RPM or whatever, and that seemed to help things overall. And might play into the differences between why mine runs and feels better than his. I don't know. I keep saying his, it's mine now, but it's easier to refer to them as my Cub and Adrian's Cub. Cub A, Cub B. It's a nice looking convertible. I like that. Oop. Another reason why I want to have the trailer on the back of this is the flashy, blinky, I'm slow, don't hit me light. If we're going to be riding in the rain most of the day, slow on these rural highways, any extra visibility is a great idea. And I don't have the light installed on the bike itself, it's on the trailer, so I'll let Josh set the pace in front of me on the Navi, wrung out as fast as it'll go, and I'll just bring up the rear, which won't be much faster anyway on this. I think this one can run 3 or 4 miles an hour top speed, maybe almost up to 60. I've had it to almost 60 with the trailer on it, but that's got to be ideal circumstances. So anyway, I'll bring up the rear and I'll have the don't hit me light flashing, and hopefully we'll make it there unscathed. All right, successful commute so far. Made it through the gauntlet of traffic and get here to the warehouse and see what I can do about that trailer situation. Shouldn't be too hard. Just popping the rear axle out and moving the wheel to the other trailer. I'm sure the tires are still okay. They're getting a few years old now, but you know, they're tubeless tires with tubes inside them. So Michelin's are pretty reliable. So anywho, I've made it. I will show you some of the festivities as they unfold, but yeah, for now it's just get in there, clear the spot, get to the back of Adrian's trailer, which is over here on this side against the wall, and mine is further back in the warehouse with a bunch of other stuff piled up around it. I gotta get here to clean this place out one day. Every time I do, I end up taking in a bunch more donations from clients. You know, they're doing a technology clean out or refresh or whatever, and they're like, can you use this stuff? Yeah, sure. They're all loaded up. Pack rat. So here's the other Cub, just sitting here patiently waiting against the wall for the last 2+ years. I'm going to dig into this thing eventually, but not today. And I think I'm even going to wuss out and not pull this rear wheel. Mine is looking a little bit ugly and unpresentable. You can see all the paint coming off of it here, and it's worse right there. That's where it was sitting, and water was just, you know, degrading this finish, but whatever. I don't care. Aired up the tire. It's holding fine. I'm going to leave it on there. Minimize my workload. Yeah, look at the shock, too. They didn't hold up to sun and rain for long periods, but I'm not going to mess with it for this trip. I'm just going to run it as is. I'm going to grab that tote off of the other trailer. I'll pull this tote off here and take that home, because I've got a couple of things that I need to throw in this tote that are here at the warehouse that need to go with me on the trip. So I've got no other way to carry stuff on the back of that because I forgot to bring my net. So I'm just going to take this tote, and I'll have 2 totes at home because the other tote is at my house in the garage. So, license plate, trailer, I don't even know what's in here. We get to discover together. It's been closed for 2 years. Probably nothing in it except a stuck weather strip. Yeah, weather strip got glued on there. That's okay. Fix that later. Yeah, looks good. Got a spare chain in there and some trash bags and the chamois to keep the water out of the bottom. Cool, done. I'm taking that with. The next bit of business is I don't know where my T-handles are, the T-bolts that go for my trailer. So I'm going to steal these and just leave this trailer sitting here for now. But I'll show you how those come off. It's a neat design. I don't think I ever showed mounting and unmounting the trailer throughout the entire cannonball. I'll show you that. Okay, so it's a pretty easy process. They've got a little cotter pin here that goes through a drilled hole and a slot in the nut on the back side of the bracket. So once you get it on, it's locked in. It's not going anywhere. And then you just spin out the T-bolt, and it's got a nylon or, you know, some kind of a plastic buffer spacer here for easy up and down pivoting. And that's it. It's out. I got to get the other side out, so I'm going to leave this one just very lightly threaded in. There we go. Do the same on the other side, and the whole trailer just pulls backwards. And then my wiring harness that I put on both bikes is a DIN waterproof. I forget the brand, but yeah. Anyway, it's pretty common automotive waterproof quick disconnect. So that carries all the signals back there for the tail light, flasher, all the stuff, and I even have a little charging circuit that's coming off one of those lines, basically from the brake circuit, so we can maintenance charge stuff in the trailer, you know, low voltage or, you know, low amperage stuff. Anywho, I'll rejoin you when I get it hooked up on the trail. Okay, see if I can keep you on camera while I do this. It's a little bit onerous to do it one person. Helps to have the bike standing straight up, of course, because the trailer is gonna be a little easier to line up that way. And I just kind of rest it on the axle post over here and the axle post over there. There are a couple of brass bushings, collars in here. Gotta make sure you don't lose those. Of course, this is an older design, so anybody that buys a new one, it's a different hoop or hitch style. And now we just feel around until we can get that T-bolt to go in right there. We had these things on and off the bikes every couple days during the Cannonball. Every time we would have to do chain maintenance or whatever on the Cubs, which was, you know, pretty much every other day. Ooh, look at that bolt getting rusty. It's not even a 5-minute thing to drop the trailer and just pull the box out of it and unhook the wiring harness, and that's pretty much it. And then stick the cotter pin in there to lock it in place, if I can find it without making a mess out of myself. Oh, come on now. You're going to go in. You just don't know it yet. There it is. Click. I got my water jug on this side. I'm going to have to sanitize that before we hit the road. And I'm going to put fuel on the other side. So we'll have some water and fuel, but we're not really going to be camp cooking, anything like that. No, we're going to be definitely living off the land, the city land. There's plenty of food places and convenience stores and stuff right there at the track. So we'll be getting coffee, food, all that. I'm not going to bother taking a cook kit. I might take my coffee kit, but that's about it. So yeah, anywho, here's the straps. Looks like I'm missing one of my straps. I guess yeah, I'll go raid the ones off of Adrian's trailer. I forgot that I took the straps off of this. I got one here in the center, but I usually have more on the sides. I don't know. This will probably do because I'm not strapping anything to the top this time. So yeah, anyway, that's that. Hook up the wiring harness, unloopify it, and give me some slack again. And this thing hasn't been hooked up in a long time, since the Barber small bore trip. Yeah, I would test it, but I don't think my battery is going to support it. Let's find out. Hey, it's actually spinning the fuel pump, so I got a little bit of juice. The replacement battery is in the tote. I'm going to do that at home where it's a little easier. So, let's see if my hey, look at that! My don't hit me light's even flashing. Cool. Tail light is not on though. Interesting. Tail light should be on. Should be on. Tail light should be lit. I hope this doesn't mean I need to take Adrian's trailer. I guess I could. I just don't want to grab all the crap out of that. Ah, there it is. It was just a dirty connection. There we go. That makes me happy. There we go. The signals are working. Cool. All right. Road kit ready. Throw the tote in here. I'll show you that real quick. Not in detail, but just superficially. So this goes in there, and then I lock a strap over the top of it to where it doesn't bounce out. Okay, she's all packed up. Did another safety check, made sure my cotter pins are in there good and tight. T-bolts are in, wiring harness is going, my don't hit me light is flashing, box is secured. I tightened this up because I don't want that thing spinning loose and falling off on the road. I need to put another rotopax on there. They only hold tension based on, you know, the plastic when you have a can on there. Otherwise you got to spin that T-bolt all the way out, and it's really, really long. So I'm just going to lock it in there and glance back at it every now and then. If I see it's rotating, I'll stop and pull it off there. And I'm going to chance not wearing the rain gear because it's not raining, and God, I'm sweating. My jeans are just totally wet, stuck to me from sweat. Alright, towing it. No weight in it right now, so don't really notice it back there. I'm going to take the back road, get a little surface street action, get used to it before I start hauling ass. It does feel a little different. I mean, I guess I could say I do feel it back there, but not a lot. It causes a kind of a weird delayed reaction in the steering of the bike, so it's not totally transparent, but it's light. You know, you get weight in there, you put 30 or 40 pounds back in that thing, and you start to feel it on a short wheelbase bike like this. But larger wheelbase, longer wheelbase, I should say, like the CB500 or something like that, you don't even notice it back there. If you make a real fast transition and you got the box loaded with 30 or 40 pounds, you'll feel it kind of, you know, pull the back end around, or you'll feel it sway a tiny bit when you yank the steering around and make a quick transition, but otherwise, yeah, you don't notice it. Pulls just fine. This chain is getting noisy. I lubed it up, but it's getting noisy. Anywho, not going to be a lot to see here other than just surface streets and avoiding cagers. So I'll tune back in with you when I arrive home, or if anything else develops on the ride back. And then, of course, try to report as much of the ride out to Austin as possible.